Hi everybody, thanks for joining us here for Northern Ag TV. I'm Colter Brown. Well, one of the worst fire seasons in recent memory just refuses to quit. Here we are well into October, still talking temperatures in the 80s, low humidity, and fires raging in northern Wyoming and western North Dakota. But producers still answering the call to help those in need. Gina Stevens with Bighorn County Farm Bureau told me they wanted to help producers rebuild, and with the Montana Farm Bureau Foundation's new Disaster Relief Fund, they're encouraging folks to donate the value of a cull cow this fall to help producers rebuild.
Bighorn County Farm Bureau had just happened to have our annual county meeting right after the Remington fire, and several of our members had been over helping fight it, and we got to talking about how, eventually they're going to have to replace all the animals that they lost. And that's when we got the idea of donating an animal or something when you sell your animals. And if you donate the money to the foundation, you'll get a tax deduction, and then the money will be held there. And when people are ready to start buying replacement animals or whatever they deem they need the most, they can apply for that money and receive that money when they're ready for it.
Well, McDonald's has filed an antitrust lawsuit against the Big Four beef packers, Tyson, JBS, National Beef, and Cargill. Of course, McDonald's is the largest purchaser of beef in the country, and they're alleging that packers limited beef supplies to boost their profits, causing restaurants like McDonald's to pay artificially higher prices for beef. It's just the latest in a series of lawsuits alleging antitrust violations by packers by coordinating slaughter volumes and prices paid for cattle. Packers also face ongoing lawsuits from cattle producers, consumers, wholesalers, and other restaurants. Well, coming up here on Saturday, October 12th, the third annual Fall Fest returns to eastern Montana. It's an effort by county farm bureaus in District 6, and it'll be held in Circle this year. Tiana Kanan's one of the lead organizers for the Fall Fest and tells us what they have planned.
We're super excited because J.R. Bazane will be our keynote speaker for the evening. He was a six-time NFR qualifier in the bareback riding, and he is going to share a powerful message with us just to not allow life setbacks to keep people from chasing their dreams and their desires. We have a delicious meal planned. We have a great selection of door prizes, and our grand prize for the evening is actually going to be 2 tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Vegas. And then live music and dancing by Stoll and Roan will bring the evening to a close.
And Miles City area rancher Eric Moore has been appointed by the governor to the Montana Board of Livestock. He'll replace Nina Bacchus as a cattle representative on the board and fill her term until 2029. Moore will need to be approved by the legislature in the upcoming session. He's very familiar with the Board of Livestock, though. As a past legislator, he helped with the realignment of the Department of Livestock, getting it back into the black and functioning properly. Thanks for joining us this morning. We'll be back shortly to talk about the markets.
From the beginning, we've worked closely with farmers. BNSF's ties to the agricultural community go back 175 years. Together, we've innovated to make the U.S. agriculture supply chain one of the most efficient and productive in the world. Our strong relationship powers BNSF still today and helps us move the nation like no one else can. At BNSF, we move the nation for you.
Well, as we look at these cattle futures, it's been a pleasant surprise this fall to see them just clawing higher, even with a lot of pressure that we typically see this time of year. Really, all the signs are pointing up right now. We're looking at the choice box beef cutout continuing to push higher, indicating improving demand. Cash-fed cattle trade's been higher for a month now, 1 to 3 better last week, with live sales averaging 187, dressed at 296. These cash feeder prices are looking strong as well, though large seasonal volumes coming to town could pressure the market in the near term. At Torrington Livestock this week, there was an active market and buyers were willing to pay a premium for pre-conditioned calves. Light 4-weight steers sold from $350 to $374, the upper 4-weights $330 to $346, 5 to 5.5 weight steers $308 to $322, and the heavier 5-weights $289 to $305. Lambs were under pressure in Bowman this week. The 50-pounders from $185 to $198, 60-pound lambs $174 to $175, the ewes mostly $78 to $83. And the wheat market managed to hold up to spillover pressure from corn and soybean harvest yesterday. We did see just small gains though. We're on the backside of winter replanting, but some moisture would certainly do us some good and help with the fires. Now, Russian missile strikes on a vessel near Odessa carrying grain are keeping concern for that conflict high, but not having a big effect in the market. December corn closed yesterday at $4.20, winter wheat at $6.03, and spring wheat finishing at $6.45. Thanks for joining us for this morning's episode of Northern Ag TV. Have a good one.